Here. Now we are joined by Maria Lawler of Pitman Training in Swords, who tells us about some trends. And we're wondering if women are returning to the workforce as a result of financial stress or circumstances. Maria, welcome to Newstalk.
Thank you, Margaret.
So tell us a little bit about your business and the type of queries that you might receive in any month.
Well, I am the Managing Director of Pitman Training Swords. And in any 1 month, we would receive, most of our inquiries would come from women. A lot of them would come from women who are considering returning to work. Some would be returning to work because their husbands have lost their jobs. Others would be deciding to return to work because the family have now moved on and they have a little bit more time on their hands and they would like to get back working and have a little bit more money as well for themselves and for their family's needs.
And what kind of trends are you seeing now?
I'm seeing that a little bit more of women whose husbands have actually lost their jobs are looking to get back into the workforce, probably a little bit sooner than they might have originally planned. And that's one of the main things that we're seeing. These would be women that would have had very good jobs beforehand, but are now considering going back in. Feel that their skills are a little bit rusty, probably lacking in a little bit of confidence, and this is where we step in and really make sure that when they're ready, make sure that their skills are really top quality when they're going back.
And typically, how long have these women been out of the workforce?
It can be anything, say, between 2-3 years and about 10, 12, 14, 15 years.
And what do you think the barriers are for them in re-entering the workforce?
For them, it would be their lack of skills, or getting their skills up to date.
So computer programs,
computer training, getting the skills that employers want, that they feel that will get them into the jobs that they would really like to do.
And what about confidence? I know I see that with many of my friends who are re-entering the workforce, that confidence is a huge issue.
It is, and that was something that surprised me. I didn't realise that women still have that lack of confidence in their own abilities and their own capabilities. I think if they stop to think, they don't stop to think about all the things that they do as part of their daily life if they're running a house. Most women that can run a home, we've noticed, are excellent students, they're excellent time managers.
You have to be juggling all those balls. I know I sat down recently with a friend who was re-entering the workforce after about 5 or 6 years. She had 2 young children. They were kind of 8 and 10 really at this stage. And I felt really didn't have the confidence to sell herself, because a lot about getting a job is about selling yourself. And once we sat down and looked at her CV, I had no idea she'd done what she did. I said, what are you talking about? Like, you're amazing. You were at the cutting edge of this new technology. You managed a team of this many or that many. And do you often find that as well, that they kind of, they talk themselves down or almost talk themselves out of the job before they even walk into the interview?
They do. When they come into us, I would notice that they feel that they can't apply for jobs. They feel that they're not as good as other people that are out there. And as you say, when you sit down to do their CV, it is astounding. Really, the thing is to make sure that their CV gets all that across, and we put quite a lot of time with them into doing that, in taking all the skills that they've learned past jobs, from rearing their family, the current skills that they've got now, that they've brought up to date, and make sure that that is positioned in such a way on their CV that they really, really look attractive.
And do you think that that's the same for men who may have been out of the workforce?
It is. We don't see as many men as we would like to see in Pitman. I think we have an awful lot to offer men. Perhaps men think that they can do it all themselves. I'm not terribly sure, but it's an area I would love to see more men come into the centre, because again, we can give them excellent skills, and we will certainly make sure that their CV is top notch. We're very, very fussy about the CV,
because I'm sure that anybody who's been out of the workforce will feel that little, that trepidation of, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm up for this, or how do I sell myself? We all do get rusty if we're not using our kind of self-promotion skills in terms of the workforce. We do feel it, and I think it's just a matter of changing people's mindset about themselves. It's making them feel, yes, I can do this. And I never, when I'm talking to people in the training centre, I'd never ever let anybody say, oh, I can't do that. I'd say, well, give it a go, let's try. Let's see what we can do. And do you think, a lot of us will start to see the impact of Budget 2011 in our pocketbooks, in the coming months. Do you think that you're going to see more people coming to you trying to get back into the workforce because they've been hit?
I think they will. I've already seen it now since January. I've had more and more people coming back into us, looking to get back into the workforce, looking to make sure that their skills are really top notch and that they can go for those jobs that'll give them extra money, that'll pay to help them to get over to cope with all the different cuts in the budgets that they're going to face. I am seeing more and more people coming back.
And are there jobs out there?
There are. I know the newspapers and everything is full of doom and gloom, but what I am noticing that our graduates with a bit of hard work are getting the jobs.
What's the typical length of time that it would take them to get a job from when they first start putting their CV out there? Is it 6 months? Is it 3 months?
No, some it can be as quick. It could be within a couple of weeks sometimes.
That's fantastic.
They get it, yeah. Well, we encourage them. We try and keep contact with them to make sure that they keep going after it. I think what people just have to realise, you mightn't get it on the first, second or the third interview, but if you keep working at it, it's going to come your way, and it's not to give up. It's to keep going.
And finally, what's your bit of advice for any listener out there who might be thinking, oh, I'd really like to, but I just don't know if I have it in me. I want to get out there. What's their first step?
Their first step, I would suggest, is you call your local Pitman training centre and get...
Oh, good plug. Good woman. She knows how to sell, listeners. You see that?
Is to get out and get your skills up to date. Get your skills up to date and get your CV perfect.
Okay, that's great advice. Thank you very much for joining us. That's Maria Lawler of Pitman Training in Swords. And next up in the program, we'll be talking to 3 very interesting young women about the Young Scientists exhibition.
Newstalk Breakfast.
Thanks to Siemens.
Fire safety solutions? Siemens has the answers.
Join the conversation. Text, tweet, talk. Newstalk